Hey, Alpha fam, welcome back to another episode of Alpha Commission. Today on Alpha Commission, of course, we're going to go over that continued gigapump on the Bitcoin chart, as well as the fact that altcoins are starting to join in. So, of course, altcoins have been repressed as Bitcoin dominance was rising, but now we see that as Bitcoin is starting to slow the pace of its rise, that Bitcoin, is leaving a little bit of profit on the table for money flow into these altcoins, guys. We can see that Pepe and a couple of these other ones are just pumping, even 40% on the day or more, and so it's quite a good time in the market there, guys. Let's go ahead and check out the 1 hour. On the 1 hour, you can see that we are just toying with the 1 hour volatility pivot there around 30,000. 305. If we do lose that, yeah, we could have a pullback maybe to the bullish control zone there at 30,052. That would be your permission to short. Oh, we're starting to drop a bit already. Losing the 4, what we don't want is to get a little bit of a squeeze going on here between the 4 and the 9. That could just pull us back. Now the 9 is positioned bullishly right now. So, we have a little wiggle room until 30,200-ish under there. Maybe a little bit of a continuation to the downside, maybe as far as the 29,800, or maybe just tapping the neutral point of control somewhere at 29,600. But if we do manage to bounce above the volatility pivot and re-enter the momentum pool somewhere around 30,354, that would be permission to long, as we'd be above the volatility pivot and we'd be re-entering the pool. And I would expect that we should at least get to the general continuation around 30,542, if not 30,647, and possibly above. Guys, let's go ahead and jump over to the 6-hour chart. And the 6-hour chart here, let's see, there we go. 6-hour chart does show that we are having pretty much bullish continuation here. We just did a flash wick kind of to 30,800, but really we're just having this really healthy kind of just pulse to the impulse to the upside there. Still above the 4, still above the 9, definitely above the 21, of course, and just lift off of that 200. Guys, the neutral point of control is well behind us. The bullish control zone is far underneath us, which means we are safely in the bullish control zone and also above general continuation on the MACD. This is, a pretty good look, except that our volatility pivot has, in fact, moved above us at 30,500 with this bit of a pullback here. So you see that we tapped it. We came back to the pool. And now we're just making a second go. Can we continue to break through it? I don't know. The long off of 30,510 might make sense. Should we hold that area underneath here? I'm just going to see, do we re-enter this pool below 30,000, or do we hold above 30,000? If we re-enter the pool under 29,995 in about 16 minutes or so, or maybe the next 6-hour candle or so, well, then we could take a swim all the way down as far as the 29,320, and that would basically grab some of the liquidity on the chart here. I wouldn't really say that anything is bearish, of course. These are just pullbacks. We could get a pullback all the way to the 10, somewhere around 29,000, and still be safely in that general continuation zone and still above the bullish control zone. Even if we came back down to the 21 at 27,008, 37-ish, we'd still be really bullishly oriented because we're still above the neutral point of control. That just the bulls have more of an advantage on the chart, even if they don't have the volatility pivot in their favor. That just means that random volatility can give us a spike down. But overall, just building bullish, structure here on the 6-hour. Of course, eventually we would expect some of this to get filled, but sometimes it doesn't get filled. So expectations can be deceiving. Here we might have just this kind of move in miniature, where instead of really filling this gap over here, it just goes sideways for a while. So sideways is the same thing as down in charting, pretty much because we're losing time basically, and time is money, right? So it's kind of like we're losing money. So if we do just go sideways and then pop up, it's more or less the same type of a correction as a flash wick down. So the 6 hour, nothing, particularly, bearish here, just getting into a little bit of a pause because of that volatility pivot. Let's go ahead and check out the daily. And the daily, we can see that we are well above the volatility pivot on the daily, so no harm, no foul in any pullback all the way down to 28,532, then we're going to be plenty safe over here. Guys, we do have general continuation as low as 27,330. And as you can see, we don't lose the momentum pool until 27,134. And even if we did, we have a little bit of a buffer to this neutral point of control where, bulls still have the advantage, essentially above 27,000, that all important 27,000 that I've been talking about for the last week or two. And I don't expect that we're going to pull back all the way down there, but if we did, no harm, no foul. I do expect that as long as we're above this 29,995, that we could continue to get a push to the upside, regardless of what the 1 hour and the 6 hour do. We could just have a little bit of a playing around with this zone, but as long as we hold this on the day, then I would expect that we could continue to push. So I'm just not going to count anything out, but you do have the key levels there. Bullish control zone above 28,962, so just super bullish there. The 4 is currently located at 29,144, super bullish above it. The 9 over here is 27,953. Always a good thing to be above the 9, but we could easily check back to it. Occasionally we check back to the 21. So, do we wait for the 21 to rise and then we check back, or, do we have a flash check back to the 21? I don't know. It's not as often as how we check back to the 9. So, let's just see if we get a test to the 4 first, okay, guys, because we are just continuing to go. Now, this wick here was a little bit more intense than these little baby wicks on the previous days. So, this could suggest, again, just like the 6 hour, that maybe sideways is in order here. And I think I'm going to wrap it up there. All right, guys, again, just congratulations if you took that play off of the falling wedge. Of course, you didn't have to be bullish or bearish. You didn't have to have any perspective whatsoever on the market. You only had to understand the key levels there. Did we break under this 25,000? Yeah, briefly we faked people out, but we kind of just popped back up, held on top of the 200 here, held on top of the bottom of the wedge there. And then again, like as long as we held 26,500, 27,000, then we were in breakout territory. And sure enough, that's what happened. It easily could have gone the other way, but these falling wedges have a 70% chance of breaking to the upside, and that's what we've done. And what did I target? 30,000. I called it a little bit in advance at 29, but yeah, we're at 30,000 and we're starting to get a little bit of a pushback on the chart. So dead accurate. I mean, what can I say? We did it again, guys. So congratulations again, Alpha fam. Those are your key levels for the day. That's your alpha. Guys, stay safe and happy trading.